You guys have become a pretty big video player in the advertising space right now, and fairly recently. Give us like a quick overview of the evolution of it and where you guys stand now and the services you bring to agencies.
Well, Adobe's been very much involved with video for years, right? I mean, if you think about products like Flash and the investments that they've done, really their big catapult has happened because of some of the recent acquisitions. So actually, I came to Adobe via the acquisition of Auditude. So Auditude at its core is a video ad serving company, and so we represent the likes of companies like Major League Baseball and Comcast. And so what that's enabled us to be able to do is help them monetize their inventory. So now Adobe's now stepping into a little bit in the world of assisting their partner publishers being able to monetize some of their ad inventory and getting into that space.
So where do things stand now in terms of your services, particularly on the agency side?
It's an interesting question because I've spent the better part of a year walking around to most of the agencies around the country, and typically the conversation kind of starts off with, why am I meeting with Adobe? I took the meeting because I'm interested, and once you kind of sit down and understand, take them through sort of how we're structured and where the company's going from a digital media and digital marketing perspective, it starts to make sense a lot of the times when their clients are already using a lot of Adobe products like Site Catalyst or Test and Target, and then us having the conversation about saying, now how can we start to use the relationship that we already have with Adobe and your client, for example, to start to do bigger and brighter things.
And not to get too deep in the weeds, but you guys have tremendous amount of first-party data. How does the data become valuable to the video advertising scenario?
Yeah, I mean, probably the best way to answer that is to talk somewhat specifics on types of accounts, right? So imagine a bank, and a bank has large numbers of customers that come in and out of their websites, and we get to monitor what they're doing and what products they have. And as the custodians of this particular bank's first-party data, when you start taking a look at the opportunity, they might have been very limited on their ability to retarget their existing customer base, what they call their authenticated users. So if you can imagine, if Adobe has tags that are already behind that and they trust us for it, we're now starting to get in discussions on how can we leverage the data that you already have and we're already collecting, and being able to help influence better marketing decisions and be able to empower you to do things that frankly you've never been able to do before.
So tell us about the opportunities around video for advertisers.
So, I mean, video for advertisers manifests itself in so many ways. So when you have an advertiser like Comcast, for example, and you're able to see the consumption of programming on, what we typically see as computers and tablets and mobile devices, and actually watching the patterns of people and how they're consuming that, time of day that they're consuming that, and the volume in which they're frankly changing their viewing habits has been pretty incredible. So sitting down and being able to assist them and understand better on how to take that as an opportunity, and then now also translate that into the advertiser world to be able to offer them, frankly, greater reach and greater penetrations and frequency against the way that consumers are changing in their viewing of this content.
And lastly, about PrimeTime. What is that and how's it going? And give us a quick update.
So PrimeTime think about PrimeTime as a video platform, right? And so there's a lot of things that you need to be able to understand. Everything from rights management to be able to do seamless ad insertion and approaching the world where the old way of, for example, viewing video would be viewing content, buffering, buffering again, and then viewing content. We want to make it as TV-like as possible. So those are just a couple of examples of how PrimeTime that we're going to be taking to the market. It's going to be able to help publishers really be able to take their content and make it much more robust and much easier to monetize on their behalf.